Welcome to the second part of the Smart LED FX software training video. In this part, we're going to go more in depth into text windows, image windows, and of course also video windows. And we're going to touch up a little bit on scheduling. So basically, by now you have a good grasp of how the software works on its base settings. But what I wanted to show you is how many messages you can actually have. Like if you want to open a message, you could have an unlimited amount of projects which get saved in your computer. But for example, let me open this one, the LED training. So you can just double click, and then it'll bring up whatever setup you have with whatever schedule you have. So here we just have one image and one text window under 2 steps. So this way you can switch between programs very easily because you could just go to File, Open, open the file that you want to send to the sign, and then you click Send. And then of course it'll take a second, but it'll send it out to your sign. So again, when you hear that ding sound, that means that everything's been sent to the Smart LED FX controller. But let's go ahead and dive into programming more in depth. So as you know, first you set up the universal display and then you set up your steps. So basically, the way the steps will work is they work in of course chronological fashion. So step one will go first, then step two, and then so on. So about the uh, text windows, if you want to edit a text, you can press this green edit button, or you can simply double click on the file, and then you can make the changes that may be necessary. For example, let's go ahead and change the color back to black. And now we're gonna talk about changing the font colors. So let's go ahead and change some colors here. Well, I don't really like that color, so we're gonna go here and maybe here. We're gonna use just this blue. So you double click, click OK, and let's change this one to a red. So we click on this one here, and then double click on the color that we need and click OK. And this way you can add more color to your messages, text messages. Let's go for a lime green. And now some other things that you need to know is if here you can preview the effect. Right now I have a random effect, but let's go ahead and you can select a different effect. No would be with no effect, so it just simply immediately shows. Or you can also do blink if you want it to flash. Here you can select how many seconds the message will stay. So let's go ahead and make that 3 seconds. Oh, not 30 seconds. Let's do that. 3 seconds. And the speed is also how fast the effect moves. So another way you can select the effect is with this red square. You can go into an actual preview of how the effect will look. So for example, let's go ahead and let's try this one, the mosaic. So now you just double click that, and then you can see how your message will look. And also name, here you can change the name. So if you wanted to know exactly what type of text is here, we'll just put welcome. And that way when you close out of here, then this is the welcome message. If you need to add another message, then you simply click add text again, and it'll add another text window for the second message. So here we can put specials for today. Once again, you're gonna open up the line spacing, or you can click here if you want the system to automatically do the line spacing for you. Then we're gonna make the font, we're gonna highlight, make the font bigger, and let's go ahead and bold it. and you could go pretty big. Now, the moment you see it automatically step down, then you know that it could be too big. So we're gonna do that. Automatically center and change the color here. Maybe we can do a magenta. And also let's add an underline to specials. And let's go for a blink effect. And let's preview that. Okay, maybe that's too fast, so we'll do a speed of 5. This is too slow, so we'll do 15. And there we go. And of course, I want it to stay for 5 seconds. So basically, that's how the text boxes work in a nutshell. Also, if you keep entering more and more info, then the sign will automatically transfer any additional text to a second page, as you can see here. So we have now we have 2 pages, but for the most part, that's how the text windows work in a nutshell. If you want it to center, then you're going to have to turn the light space on, and then that way it'll center. It could justify it up, bottom, or center. And when you finish, you press the close button. If you need to move this text window, you can also move it up so that it shows the specials for today and the welcome message later. But this is also applies for this section. If you want to move step 1 down, you can also do that and adjust the position of the step. So here we have that set up. Now let's go into the file windows and the photos. Okay, so for these steps and for the photos, you can also do the same thing. You can rename the program so that you can know that this is images, and we can rename the step 1 so that it says text window. This way you can, when you have much bigger programs, you can know exactly where you're at just by looking at the header. But like I said, going into images, right here we have an image of the Coca-Cola top. It's staying only 1 second, so I want to change that maybe to 5 seconds. The speed is 3, that's the typical speed, and then the clear speed is 3. Typically, if you choose a higher number, you're going to have a lot slower effect. So you want to maybe just keep it around 3 to 4, and the seconds you could go from anywhere from 1 to 9999 seconds. So for the most part, we typically stick to 10 seconds or so, and you can have a different effect for the action that's coming in and for the clear action. So if you want it to spin out, then you can just set it up, and after 5 seconds, you'll see the image spin out. Now, one thing that's important to images is that you can set up a number of images. So right here, I can add another image, and I can click the yellow button again and add another image. And I'm going to show you what the effect does. If you see here right now, it's set to stretch. You can also set it to center. That's only if it's too big. You can center to zoom, but you can see some black on it looks almost like a letterbox. But you can either use stretch, tile, which is for usually for smaller if you want to make a tile background, and then also very popular is the zoom by width and zoom by height, which will zoom it so it fits based on the height or on the width. So I think I'm going to keep the zoom by height. And one thing that I can tell you is if you change, let's say if you just wanted 3 seconds and you wanted all of these pictures to be 3 seconds, once you make the changes here, you can click here, set to same effect, and it'll ask you if you want to do the same mode in the same time. And when you click yes, it'll change all of them to 3 seconds. So it's kind of a way that you can that you can control all the pictures under one. You can under one setting, one space, and then here you can move down and move up, same as we do here. And that's about it as far as the effects on the file windows. You can just continue to add as many images as you want. And when you want to preview the whole message, all you do is you press preview here, and it'll show you the whole message. And there you have it. So once you finish, the whole message, you simply click here to send, and it'll compile it, and it'll take a few moments to send it. And once you hear that special bing, that means that your message is already on the sign in an elapsed time of 4 seconds. So once again, if any questions, feel free to contact us by email, support at Smart LED Inc., or by phone 1-800-762-0796, and the extension is 159 for the technical department. Next, we'll go into scheduling in step 3 of, actually in part 3 of this series. Thanks for watching.